Hey guys, welcome back to Tender Outdoors. And at this time right about now, you're probably going to see a lot of ice fishing graphs, stuff like that on the market right now, and these can range from $200 up to $2,000. And there's a lot of different companies, Lowrance, Garmin, and Humminbird, and Markham, and all these other ones. So I think you guys deserve an honest review of the Humminbird Helix 5, which is what we have right now. And we've been using this probably for about 3-4 years, and we always use in ice fishing. So within that 4 years, we really do go fishing a lot. So these graphs have got their use out of them by far. Like they're tested all the way. And so with that, I feel like we can give you probably the best pros and cons list. So with that, we'll head out to the pros of the Helix 5. So the first pro, and this is a huge one for me, is that just the ease of actually locating fish. There's no real guesswork into what's a fish and what's not. You can pretty clearly tell what's my line as I drop it down. You can see all the way through what's my line, what's my sinker even, and then when I jig it, you can see that fish come right off the bottom, and you know that's a fish, and it's really easy to tell. And with that, you know, hookups are a breeze because you can tell exactly what's coming through. The second pro would be the battery life. This battery lasts all day, and anybody that's used batteries, especially in the cold, you know, as soon as it gets out here, that battery's just gonna die on you. So with this, I've never had this battery die. Usually it lasts all day fishing. So if you're concerned about a battery not lasting your entire fishing trip or something like that, this one will last you a long time. Third pro is definitely that it's useful all the way around. So you can use this not only for ice fishing, is what we use it mainly for, but also if we click through all the views here, you know, we have the side-by-side views, stuff like that.
That's good.
But also you have a regular ice transducer, so if you guys can only read those or you really like that kind of style, that's perfect for you. But if we keep flipping here, you have GPS, signals, and kind of waypoints and tracking and everything like that. So it's pretty easy to use all the way around. And instead of just getting an ice fishing unit, you get a whole series of things you can do with it. So within this GPS, it's extremely accurate. You can get within a foot. We find when we use this ice fishing to mark our waypoints, we can pretty much pinpoint ourselves on the same hole. Under a foot of snow, we can dig around there and we'll find our hole. So it is crazy accurate how this GPS works. Well, we don't have a chip within ours for contours, but we really don't need it because we're just gonna punch holes and we have avionics and stuff like that, so it's not too hard. The fourth pro would be the carrying case itself. I know a lot of graphs have carrying cases and stuff like that, but this one I feel like is really durable. Easy access to the battery, sometimes that's a problem with them, and just overall pretty sturdy structure, especially when you're carrying this thing around. You don't want something that's going to flimsily break on you. So pretty solid build that way for the ice Helix 5 carrying case. So the last pro for us is that it can tell depth extremely well. I know with some graphs, especially like the Markhams and stuff like that that we've used over the years, is you get a lot of false bottoms and you don't really know what the bottom is. But with this one, it's a very, very clear, here's the bottom, here's what it is, here's the exact depth, and it's extremely accurate. So with that, it takes, again, a lot of the guesswork out of fishing, which is, you know, for any fisherman or fisherwoman, that's huge, to not have to guess your way around depth, and it really can make sure you can hone in on exactly what you're doing, which is extremely nice. But with that, there is a few cons of this Humminbird Helix 5 that I think you guys should know about. So the first con I noticed right off the bat is it doesn't give you a really good gauge for battery life. So you can set timers on here that gives you like a warning when it's, you know, when you're quarter of the way down and stuff like that. But for somebody who, you know, fishing, you want to make sure maybe I turn it off, maybe I leave it on. To have kind of a battery gauge so you can kind of watch it the whole time is really nice, but this doesn't have that. It just has a warning when it gets low, which kind of sucks because you never really know how charged your battery actually is unless it happens. The other con I found with this one, this would be number 2, would be as easy as it is to discern a fish, when you get really close with your bait, you can tell that they're right next to each other, but it's hard to tell like how close they actually are. You could probably turn down sensitivities to a point where you could really do it, but when you get to that low sensitivity, it's really hard to kind of tell what's there and what's not. And from that, that's really all the cons we've ever found with this thing. With these graphs, it's really easy to use, extremely user-friendly. everything like that. And so with that, I would say, if I had to say if I would buy it again, I would definitely buy it again, and we have 2 of them now. We're looking for a 3rd because just how easy they are. And again, we've used everything else, but this one, clean, simple, easy to use, no interference when you have another Humminbird right there, stuff like that, or minimal interference, and just an overall great craft, especially for the price. You can buy a Markham for $300-400, and that's all it's going to do. It's just do ice fishing, and they're not really that, I'd say, easy to use. This thing, it's all year round, super easy. So with that, I'm Isaac from 10 Outdoors, and I hope this helped with this honest review of the Humminbird Helix 5.